Using tablets and smartphones can help manufacturers access and use data more easily, which can be key in addressing complex maintenance challenges and helping manufacturers stay competitive. Mobile devices also allow maintenance personnel to spend less time finding data and more time using it, provided they can get everything they need in one place and present it in a simple, easy-to-understand format. For more information on how your company can realize the benefits of enhanced mobility in addressing maintenance needs, contact Dude Solutions at info@dudesolutions.com or by going to dudesolutions.com. Hi, my name is Jeff Rankin. I'm the Editorial Director of Industrial Equipment News. Thanks for joining us today as we discuss ways to simplify maintenance technologies. Sponsored by Dude Solutions, we'll be talking with some industry experts on a number of best practices. If you have any issues with viewing the program, feel free to contact me directly at jeff@ien.com. It seems that regardless of title or role within a plant, when it comes to making decisions regarding maintenance strategies, everyone can support approaches that are fueled by quality data that is easily accessible and applied via simple, straightforward processes. That's why we've created this exclusive presentation on how to ensure your plant is insulated from expensive and overly complicated software solutions. We'll also provide best practices on integrating maintenance planning strategies that protect your operations from profit-killing downtime. Kicking things off is a conversation with Paul LaChance from Dude Solutions.
We're here today with Paul LaChance of Dude Solutions. Paul, you've been given the title of subject matter expert, so no pressure going through our conversation here today. But with this overarching theme of simplification and looking at how our viewers can simplify their process, what are some best practices you've seen in helping to implement that CMMS with as less pain as possible, I guess?
Well, I think when you're implementing a CMMS, it goes without saying, but you have to start with a solid system. You have to pick the right system that matches your goals, your objectives, the pain points that you're trying to solve. It has to have that flexibility, that ease of use to address your needs. And it's not just the software. It's a combination of software as well as the services that you're going to need from your partner, your CMMS partner, to help you get that implemented. But once you pick that right system, you pick the right, you have the right services, you analyze your goals and objectives, you got to make sure you have the right people within your organization who are participating in the process. You have to have a quality team. The team of people should include a combination of upper management, maintenance technicians, really anybody who has a say. You put all those things together, you approach this in phases, allow to tweak where appropriate, and you're going to have a solid implementation.
Absolutely. It would seem that one area where, regardless of what silo you're working in, everybody wants to get rid of downtime in manufacturing. It's a profit killer. It saps everybody's resources. So what are some things that you've seen a CMMS been able to do in terms of addressing, limiting downtime? And I would think that would have much wider spread impact on the organization as well. Speaking from your experience, what are some things you've seen there and how a CMMS can impact downtime?
Avoiding downtime is a primary goal for any organization and one of the leading reasons why they choose a CMMS system. You have to have a solid, proactive plan to avoid that downtime. A good CMMS system should allow a combination of features and functionality to create that proactive plan. Combination of traditional calendar-based scheduling, predictive maintenance analysis, the ability to predict based on meter readings, the numerical values that are coming out of your assets, and other areas like condition-based maintenance or even total productive maintenance. There's a number of strategies you can use to prevent downtime, but it all does come back to a quality, solid system that's well implemented and that has that functionality. There's a number of other areas like parts availability and making sure you have those parts. But again, it comes back to that solid, proactive plan and a good implementation strategy to help you avoid that downtime.
Excellent. Another big issue, you talked a lot about data. That's a huge priority for manufacturing right now. Another one is addressing the skills gap. And especially when you look at the maintenance sector, we've got a lot of very knowledgeable, extremely talented maintenance professionals retiring out of the workforce every day. It would seem that a well-integrated CMMS could play a key role in helping preserve some of that data that is potentially leaving the marketplace. Maybe you could talk a little bit about how the CMMS can help address some of these skills gap concerns.
There's an amazing amount of knowledge that these veteran senior maintenance technicians have, And it's a great gift that you can give to the next generation of users, of technicians. The challenge is you got to capture that. You got to capture that tribal knowledge that they have largely in their heads. In the old days, you'd walk around with a senior technician and they'd kind of show you the ropes. Nowadays, with a properly implemented CMMS system, you have the ability to capture it in tasks and steps and videos and pictures, and make sure that when you put that in your CMMS system for future generations of maintenance technicians to use. We really see it, CMMS system is a great way for those senior veteran technicians to leave their legacy. So you really want to embrace that. You really want to capture that knowledge because it's really valuable knowledge, but the CMMS system is a great place to store it in perpetuity.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just another tremendous resource to tap into for an organization. We've already dubbed you the subject matter expert here, Paul, so just to put a little bit more pressure on you, if your abilities went beyond that and you could endow some sort of capability onto those watching this, whether it be a trait or a characteristic or even a superpower, if you will, to help them with their CMMS decision-making process, what would you offer them?
A superpower. Superpowers, I think a good example of a superpower that the maintenance team and the whole maintenance organization might have is the ability to see in the future. And that's taking the historical data that you have in your CMMS and the way information your assets can deliver you, predictive type data to tell you that you need to maintain that asset. I mean, seeing into the future, I'm being kind of funny here, but for those assets to tell you based on their condition, based on their history of failures, tell you when you're going to need to maintain them, all with the goal of eliminating or reducing that downtime. So that visibility into the future, I think that's a superpower for sure.
Excellent. Paul, thanks again for the time today. Paul LaChance with Dude Solutions.
Great points, Paul. Now, to get a better look at some of the ways that a very familiar soft drink manufacturer has utilized the tools and strategies that Paul just discussed, let's take an in-depth look at Pepsi's 350,000 square foot bottling ventures plant in Garner, North Carolina.
My name is Dale Stein. I'm the plant engineer for Pepsi Bottling Ventures in Garner, North Carolina. We are a state-of-the-art 350,000 square foot bottling facility. We have over 76,000 work orders currently in our system. With the Dude Solutions, it's really helped be able to track not only the hours that the mechanics will spend on the task, but as well as the parts and the costs that are involved.
Utilizing Dude Solutions in our facility has made it easier for real-time accountability and traceability of the work being done in the facility, also with the inventory in-house.
I have so much information available now that I never had before. I can track people as they're completing jobs. I can get jobs to them quicker. It's a lot more efficient, and the paperwork hassle is completely gone. All of our documents are stored in Maintenance Edge. You know, it makes it very easy to be able to run reports and retrieve the data when it comes to our audits. The reporting really helps me trend on how the performance of our equipment really truly is. Dude Solutions helps me determine the correct frequencies or whether I need to add or maybe even remove tasks that are not needed.
I like the platform being able to utilize both the preventative maintenance, the inventory, and the maintenance edge all together seamlessly. That's been a very good addition.
The tablets are great because you're not always having to run back to the PC to get it. I actually use the tablet, and if I get caught without one, I have it on my phone, and I can bring it up on my phone, look a part up from out on the floor without having to find someone with a tablet or go back to the shop to get one. The information that I've got, the ease of parts management, being able to find a part in a matter of seconds other than a matter of 20 or 30 minutes in some instances, it's wonderful. It's made my life a whole lot easier.
my mechanics use the tablets out on the line, and that has enabled them to not have to carry around a stack of papers everywhere they go to get greasy, get oily. They could use the tablets, don't have to go back to a centralized computer, and they can complete their orders, their work orders, their PMs right then and there.
Compared to what we used to do, this is simple. Putting the work order in on my phone or with the tablet when I have the tablet with me, the dude's great.
The Dude Solutions team is great. I just can't say enough good things. They're always there. They're just a phone call away. They walk you through this step if you're having an issue. They're help with the training of my technicians when needed. I just can't say enough good things about it.
As you just saw, some of the keys to the success of this Pepsi facility was simplifying the implementation process and having uncomplicated access to key data throughout the plant. To get a clearer picture on how your plant can realize similar results, we sat down with Ray Carlwala from Dude Solutions. We just got done talking with Paul a little bit about integration strategies for a CMMS. It really seems that one of the biggest misnomers is that a CMMS doesn't just improve maintenance operations and maintenance procedures, but really has a broader, wider spread impact on the entire enterprise. Maybe from your experience, you could talk a little bit about some of these other areas where a manufacturer is going to see the benefits of a properly implemented CMMS.
So the efficiency or inefficiency of maintenance operations has such a large ripple effect throughout the entire organization. It's mainly because the type of assets or the machines you're maintaining are the core mission objective of the business itself. So a CMMS implemented the right way can impact the organization two ways. One, from day-to-day operations, and two, it'll help prepare you for the future itself. So how does it impact day-to-day operations? Within day-to-day operations, if you're implementing some type of a PM or predictive solution using a CMMS, it's going to allow you to become less reactive, more organized. If you can do those things, it's going to increase asset availability or machine availability, ultimately reducing downtime. If you can reduce downtime, your clients are happy, you improve customer satisfaction, you're impacting sales. How does it prepare you for the future? A CMMS system inherently is collecting data, mainly a function by your day-to-day activities. You're capturing things like labor cost, parts usage, failure reasons. Getting insight into employee utilization is a huge thing. An overutilized employee can impact safety. Identifying time spent in certain areas, identifying training needs can impact HR. I can find parts that are commonly failing and identify other sourcing methods. If I can identify other sourcing methods, I may impact finance and purchasing because I may be able to find that part cheaper. Right? A CMMS running at full strength doesn't just impact the maintenance department, is what we're trying to say. It actually can impact your entire organization as a whole.
Absolutely. And one of the things I think that is a little intimidating for a lot of manufacturers is the fact that initially there's just this influx of data. Or the other way around is they're not used to seeing any data at all. So one of the biggest challenges that's presented when you're looking to integrate and really utilize a CMMS is all the data they're going to see. What advice could you offer in terms of prioritizing some of that data and establishing dashboards that are going to allow people to be effective in implementing the information that they're seeing, as opposed to just getting bogged down with all this new information they're being exposed to?
So if I were to set up my own dashboard, I'd want to get 90% of all of my day-to-day tasks in one place. I want information that allows for immediate action, things like what's falling through the cracks. I want information that allows me to identify areas that need to be changed. What am I good at? What am I not good at? What should I outsource? What should I keep in-house? And the other thing I would really make sure I have on my dashboard are my favorites, favorite reports, whether that's financial information, asset information, or employee performance. It could be in a form of a KPI or a chart. Those are the things that I'd have on my dashboard.
Absolutely. It kind of bleeds into a little bit of a return on investment. I think that's one of the biggest challenges for manufacturers. It's a pretty significant upfront cost for a lot of these software implementations. When you couple the cost with some of the complexity of the integration process, it can be challenging to see that ROI. From your experience, Ray, what have been some of the ways that manufacturers have been able to show and demonstrate that ROI and really justifying the investment internally?
So complexity and cost, neither one of them guarantee a solid ROI or guarantee the use of a CMMS system. I'd look at this in three ways. The first thing I'd look at is analytics and reporting. What type of information can this CMMS provide to me that help me identify areas of weakness or areas that I need to change? Two, I'd want to measure the adaptability of the end user. The maintenance engineer that goes out to complete the task provided to them are ultimately going to dictate the usefulness of the system itself. They're going to get the work done, they're going to collect the data itself. The data itself is going to drive the reports in the analytics. The more information they capture, the more useful that information will be. Three is making sure you have the option for the heavy lifting to be done for you. Our most successful CMMS systems are implemented right the first time. So making sure you have those options to aid you with the resources you need to make sure it's implemented properly usually results in a higher CMMS satisfaction rate.
Last question for you, Ray. In your experience in working with manufacturers, I'm sure there's some sort of talent or ability that you wish you could endow upon them once in a while. What's one thing you'd offer our viewers right now in terms of helping them with their process?
Yeah, so our folks in maintenance operations are already superheroes. They're kind of the unsung heroes behind the scenes. We just want to make sure that we provide them with the tools they need to show all the hard work that they're already doing.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Ray. Ray Carawala with Dude Solutions.
Ray offered some key insight on how to get the best return on your maintenance software investments without the stress and frustration often associated with new software. Hopefully this collection of simple yet highly effective strategies will allow your maintenance personnel to develop more efficient programs and processes that cut costs and improve your plant's competitiveness. At the end of the day, software is another tool that you should be able to constantly depend on in order to help ensure smooth operations. However, as is the case with any business partner, choosing the right solution and the right provider will be key in realizing these benefits. For IEN and IEN.com, I'm Jeff Ranke. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Dude Solutions for their sponsorship of this presentation on simplifying maintenance technologies.